Valparaíso was our next stop from Punta Arenas, but getting there took a while. After sailing north for 4 straight days, we were still in Chile. That's because Chile is one of the longest, narrowest countries on Earth. The whole country stretches nearly 4,300 kilometers from north to south, while measuring only 150 to 350 kilometers wide. And here's the thing, in Valparaíso, we weren't even at the top of the country yet. There was still another 1,700 kilometers and several more sailing days if we wanted to reach northern Chile. Because the country is so long, the climate shifts dramatically along the way, from the bone-dry Atacama Desert to the mild Central Valley to dense forests, all the way down to cold southern glaciers. One country, multiple diverse climates. Hey, my name is Neal. And like I said before, we had multiple days on the ocean, sailing along the Chilean coast, and a lot of different things happened again on the ship. First off, I learned about Argentinian folk dances. I attended a talk about Chilean democracy. I learned about salmon farms and the environmental impact that they have, and participated in a blind running experiment. Let's go! The Argentinian musicians on board introduced us to Argentinian folk dance, and it's not what most people expect. When people think Argentinian dance, they think tango, but tango is actually more of an urban, intimate couple dance, tied specifically to Buenos Aires. The dances we learned were something different. First, they showed us the malambo, a solo dance traditionally performed by men, where each dancer shows off fast, intricate footwork in literally a dance battle, a test of skill and masculinity. Then we moved on to the chacarera, a couples dance that's far more rural and is played, sung, and danced all across the country. If tango is what the world knows, the chacarera is what most Argentinians actually consider their dance. Men and women each have their own distinct steps, and the musicians lined us all up to teach us. It involved a lot of fast tapping, and it was not that easy, but it was a blast. I also sat in on a talk by journalist Ito Chihiro about the history of Chilean democracy, and it's a heavy story. Chile gained independence from Spain in 1818. In 1970, the country democratically elected a socialist government. Then in 1973, a coup, backed by the US, overthrew that government and installed General Pinochet's military dictatorship. Around 3,000 people opposed to the regime were killed, and an estimated 1 million Chileans went into exile. At that time, the US was deeply involved in Chile's politics, prioritizing anti-communism over supporting democracy. But resistance grew. By 1984, a democratization movement had formed around the slogan "Bread, Work, Justice and Freedom." In 1988, the military held a referendum, confident they controlled the outcome, and broadcast the vote live. They were wrong. 56% of Chileans voted to end military rule. In 1990, Chile finally got its first democratic government back. An example of the importance of using the right to vote, if you have that, to influence your country's future. Environmental activist Peter Hartman gave a presentation on the salmon farming industry in Chilean Patagonia, and it's not the clean, sustainable image you might expect. He mentioned salmon farms are polluting the region through uneaten feed, waste, antibiotics, pesticides and other chemicals, which has reduced marine biodiversity in affected areas dramatically. Additionally, maybe you remember if you saw the Antarctica episode, krill, the key to wildlife in Antarctica, is used as the main feed for these salmon farms, causing disruptions to the krill population and thus threatening Antarctica wildlife too. Peter also shared what 30 years of environmental activism has taught him. Be proactive, positive, and creative. Act early before problems escalate. Stay well informed. Be consistent. Build alliances and organize. Understand the land you're fighting for. Practice active nonviolence. And above all, don't give up without giving everything you have. One of the passengers spends his free time as a guide for blind runners and people with limited eyesight. During an onboard event where passengers could share their passions, I was asked by him to help demonstrate what blind marathon running with a guide actually looks like. Before the demo, 4 of us practiced in pairs, one person blindfolded, running alongside a sighted guide. I got to experience what it's like to run without seeing anything, completely trusting another person to keep you safe. It was disorienting, a little scary, but also great for bonding.
Go! はい、今、パラリンピック、スタートしました。2人の足は二輪三脚でなってますね。
And of course, life on board kept offering its usual small joys. Another beautiful classical music performance, and a relaxed movie night in the ship's cinema. Some days at sea are about big lessons. Others are just about slowing down and relaxing. Then we arrived in Valparaíso. The name literally means Valley of Paradise. It's a historic coastal city and seaport, known for its colorful hillside houses and bohemian culture, and today it's the second largest city in Chile. Walking through it feels like walking through a labyrinth of cobbled alleyways and painted buildings stacked up the hillside. Honestly, the entire city felt like one giant open-air art museum. Incredible murals covering nearly every street, every building. Because the city is built across steep hills, you're constantly getting new views over the rooftops and out to the ocean. Before arriving, a lot of people warned me to watch out for pickpockets in Valparaíso. I stayed extra alert the whole time, and thankfully everything went smoothly. I also managed to track down 2 solid vegan spots, La Boca del Oso for lunch and Violetta Espacio Vegano for dinner. We were treated to more stunning sunsets on this part of the journey, both on the sea and over land as we left Valparaíso. Golden light spilling over the hills. A blood moon rose that night too, reflecting so much light it looked surreal. As it got darker, the hillside lights also came alive, turning the whole city into a glittering backdrop. We watched it all fade into the distance from the deck during a farewell party as the ship sailed off into the night. I hope you enjoyed getting a feel for Valparaíso and the colorful hills that they have there. And as we leave the Chilean mainland, we sail due west into the Pacific Ocean for 5 days straight, reaching, after 3,500 kilometers, one of the most remote inhabited islands on Earth. Do you know which place I mean? It's Easter Island, Rapa Nui. It's the mysterious island known for its moai statues. Come with me and explore Rapa Nui. Follow your curiosity and meet me on Easter Island. Take care.